recording. Yay, nice. I forgot to do it in the very beginning, sorry. But yeah, that always happens. Okay, I'll be sharing my screen. I have few slides from my side today. Yeah, this is what to expect in this session and in all of our future sessions. You will always hear some words from me in the very beginning of the session. Then the small part goes into some inspirational talk where I will invite one of the ex-Rigetech Girls mentees from the last season who successfully found their place in IT sphere, and they already working as a QA for some time. And so hopefully they will share their knowledge, their encouragement for you, and just good wishes. Then we will have a main presentation from the speaker, a coffee break. If we have a practice, it usually takes approximately 20-30 minutes for practice. So before that, we will definitely have some small break to grab some cup of water or coffee. And the very end of the session is usually Q&A time and feedback. Feedback is always welcomed. We really want to hear from you what was useful, what was not that useful to hear and to see. And we really want to improve those things in the future for our future sessions. And the next one, yeah, I've already posted in our QA Slack channel this schedule. We will try to stick to this plan, but you know, different things can happen, and we might slowly change the date, the time, maybe, and the subjects, like changing the places of those topics. But yeah, we will try to stick to the schedule, and yeah, we'll try to make everything work on this exact dates and times. The next one, yes, I would like to present our speakers today. The first small part is from Liene, and the main session will be led by Edgars. So Liene, the stage is yours. Maybe a small introduction. Liene is a ex-Rigetech Girl mentee from the previous season. So maybe you can share your success story, because I know that you worked hard to make everything possible. And so we would really, really love to hear your story.
Okay, thank you. I would like to share my screen.
I've stopped sharing mine.
So can you see?
Yeah.
And can you hear me? That's the most important part.
I can. Can you, folks?
Yes, we can.
Yes, you can. So, hello. It's definitely my pleasure to be here and celebrate you with your new beginning of your journey, which you just has started. And as Irina explained, you mentioned before that exactly 1 year ago, I was in your shoes. I got accepted for a mentoring program, and the track I chose was QA, obviously. I chose QA because everyone said that this is the best entry point in IT if you don't have any background in IT industry. So as you can see from my educational and work experience, so I'm coming from tourism industry. For more than 5 years, I was working for a small tour operator. I was planning, creating, and organizing tours. It's a pretty creative job, and I like it. And then I got a little bored, and I had a chance to get my first insight into company CRM system. And slowly, step by step, I became a system administration. And that was something what showed me that IT maybe could be kind of my next journey I would like to start. And then came into end of 2019, right before COVID, I went on maternity leave. So COVID wasn't the one which made me change my career opportunities, but it definitely triggered that. And when my baby was a couple of months old, I started to see what is happening in industry. And as you know, tourism industry was one of the industries which were the most affected. And I started to have this second thought, am I even going back to this job? Am I even going to have this job after the maternity leave? And then came this opportunity from She Goes Tech program, Discover Tech, and I decided why not? And anyway, I'm at home with my baby, so let's do something a bit more excited. And that was the beginning of my journey. So next slide. So as you can see, at the end of year 2020, from August till October, I participated in this program. And right after the Discover Tech program, I joined Riga Tech mentoring program, QA track, and my mentor was Olga Luksha. As you know, the program lasts for 6 months, and every month you are going to have a new topic. It depends on each mentee and his mentor, how often you're going to speak with each other. I'm more like a self-learner, so I was like having a Zoom chat or meeting once per month, and it was more about like, hey, how are you? What you're doing? And I'm like, yesterday I tried to learn how to install virtual machine. And then it's like, oh yeah, stop. This is something you don't need to do right now. So let's focus on QA. And this is something I really appreciate from a mentor, that she was like a guide for me. What to study, where to look, and try to make me focused on my main target, to learn QA and to become a quality assurance specialist. So next step was, as you can see, so one moment I will laser point. So July, August, right after the mentoring program, I was like already starting to think about sending some CV, but I was a little bit realistic because there wasn't much to write down about my experience. And at the very last mentoring program session on May, we had a chat about where to gain this experience. And one of these suggestions was to find a freelance website where you can join as a tester. And I found one. It was Test.io. It's a German-American website where different companies put their projects on staging, stage or production, and different freelance testers around the globe are looking for bugs. You're getting paid for that, but obviously for me, that wasn't the main reason I joined this website. The most valuable was the information and the practice I got. The practice which I could share during my job interview already, and this is definitely something I would like you to write down. And it doesn't matter you have any knowledge, basic or not knowledge at all in QA, you can start it already now. So whenever the mentoring program will be already done, so you will have already your practice experience. So this small tip from my side. Next one is Test the Lab School. So it's also a company which works as a QA company. They are having different kind of projects, and they are also offering different kind of courses. These courses are free of charge, And this course was definitely one of the most valuable one I got. Before I was watching different Udemy courses, but this is something you're getting certificate. You can share with your potential employer. So, and the next one, I got very lucky because at the end of September, my maternity leave supposed to end. And in the August, I already started to look for possible job options. I sent even a couple of CVs and I received no other answer. And at the end of August, when I already set up my mind that, okay, I will go back to my company and I will work in these hard times, I received an amazing opportunity shared by Irina to join Workday Corporation. It's what I can say. It's an amazing employer, and I'm very happy to be a part of it. And there I'm having senior quality assurance engineer position, and I am a part of progression team. I'm not going into these details about what each team does because your responsibilities depends on the company you work for. So this would be too specific for this session. And yeah, even though when I started working at Workday, I also found this course offered by Latvian University, IVATS Programmatūras testēšana. This course, I would say it was more like reviewing everything I learned during mentoring program, but 160 hours sounds pretty good for your CV. It's much better than you are writing down that you did 1.30-minute long course in Udemy. This is about my journey, and the next one are additional resources. I believe Guru 99, it will be the main resource your mentor will suggest to you. This is a resource which most of QA professionals knows, a lot of information for different areas. So it's not only software testing, it's also agile testing, which is very important to know. Mobile testing, because mobile testing is one of the fastest growing industries in the whole world. So maybe you are going to be a mobile tester, who knows? So the second one is Udemy. I really like it because I like listening. I like that some people are explaining. So maybe you will like these courses too. There are a couple of free courses, but when there are sales, you definitely can find also very nice courses for some 14, 15 euros. And the third suggestion is to get friendly with Google or stay friendly still with Google, and whatever is on your mind, just type and see what result it will give you. And these are the ones I have been using during my testing career, which is only 4 months long. And the last slide is about perception. What is QA? Software development lifecycle is something I believe you will learn later on about, but QA is a very important part of that. And as you see, they are more likely to be represented as these ones who are angry and all the time just giving you bug defects and bugs. But no, the company is happy about that, and we are actually very nice persons. So yeah, so this is from my side. I hope I gave you some valuable tips, and if you have some questions and if we have some time, I would be very happy to answer to them.
Yeah, if you have any questions right now, a bit later, you can always ping it in chat. maybe Liene will stay with us for some few more minutes, and so she could answer. And then, but yeah, thank you for your speech. I think everyone found a little piece of themselves in your story, and especially the first steps you were taking. I think everyone here is also going through the same path. And from my side to mention, yeah, the regression testing is a really good starting point for QAs. Thank you as well for good resources. I think Edgars will add a lot of more information about what is QA, where and what we can learn, and how we can improve our skills. Yeah, I see the question in the chat. From content point of view, do you recommend the Latvian University course? Was it worth the time? Was it?
From the content point, I wouldn't recommend. I wasn't very satisfied, but I did it more just for the certificate I will get at the end of that. So test the lab courses are better organized, and yeah, I like them much more.
You won't know until you try. I think every course is different, and if you have a click with your not mentor but
Professor,
teacher, yeah, then the course will be fine. I also had bad experience where I didn't like the way the teacher was presenting material, so I felt the course is not just for me. So yeah, it depends on the person, I would add. Thanks for honest answer. Yeah, we are here to share our experience, our knowledge, so there is no sense to hide something. Yeah, thank you. How long time did it take you to feel confident at QA?
That's a very good question, because I have been working already for 4 months, and we have pretty huge system to learn about, and every cycle, which is for each cycle lasts for 2 weeks, I'm getting a new feature. And whenever a new feature comes, then your confidence level goes down, because you are dependent on the other team which created this feature. And whenever you have some doubts, you are writing them and asking, is it expected or not? And whenever you have too much of these questions, your confidence goes down. But then you have to remember that this is your job to understand every single feature, every single, whatever comes, whatever doubts you have to have this clear vision about how everything has to work. So QA is all about bothering everyone. So bother, if you have questions, ask them. Don't be shy, because me as a Latvian, normal Latvian who is shy, afraid of approaching other people, this was something I had to step over. And whenever you step over and you realize this is my job to look for defects, this is my job to assure this quality, then everything goes away and slowly your confidence will rise.
Yeah, thank you for the answer. I totally agree with that. And yeah, a few more comments. Currently looking for a good course in QA. It's really confusing how many different courses there are. So yeah, I suggest slowly moving to Edgars' part. He will tell us a lot of useful information. Maybe he'll put on your some knowledge on your shelf, so you can clearly see what is useful for you for your future career and what is not. So thank you, Liene, once again, and
thank you.
Yeah, good luck in your current position. Hope you will grow further and further. And Edgars, welcome to the stage, and the virtual stage is yours.
Hello, good evening, ladies. I'll share then my screen.
Yep.
Can I do that? Great. So Yeah, welcome to Riga Tech Girls introduction meeting. We won't have any practical things to do today, but we'll have some insight on the industry, right? So the first thing about me, my name is Edgars. I am working already a bit more than 6 years in IT industry as a tester. I also, for the last 2 years, I'm working as a teacher as well. First, I was teaching in Software Development Academy. Now in Baltijas Datoru Academia, I'm teaching courses as testing basics. Yes, it's also a 160-hour course. I'm preparing also for ISTQB foundation level certification. I'm teaching course and preparing for ISTQB advanced test level. Quite experienced, worked in major Latvian companies. I have worked also abroad in Germany for Audi. Seen my share of of different projects, a good one, bad ones. Worked in automation, worked in manual testing, challenging projects. So I have things to say. That's why probably I'm here in Riga Tech Girls. Like to share my knowledge. So welcome, and let's go through the content. QA, what is actually, what it is? Let's see. Also, we're going to talk about certificates, what there are different options, why they are needed. We're going to talk where and what to learn, some guidance, how to grow and what to expect from the industry in the future, right? Because it is a long-term goal. And also a QA session in the end. I forgot to mention about myself one thing. I haven't finished like master in computer science and worked when I was 20 and so on. So I changed my career to IT industry when I was 30, right? So I know how it is change career when you're in the middle of your life, right? All the struggles, all the issues. So I'm there with you and I fully understand. And maybe that's why I'm quite good at what I'm doing. So yeah. First of all, grab your phones and go to the website www.slido.com and enter this number 388-525. And there is one question. First question is, how do you feel about QA? Just a general question. Give star rating. 1 is like, I have no idea what I'm doing here. And 10, I'm feeling super duper mega cool. Just to get in the mood. Let's wait a few minutes. Okay, we have lots of 10s. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get the number down.
I hope there is no ones.
Yeah. Okay. So everybody knows what they are doing here. That is good as well. Cool. So some 6, some 7s. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. I hope everybody voted. So let's see what actually QA is. So there's a bunch of definition. This is the software.
I think we lost you, or is it only me who lost Edgars?
Everyone.
Oh, it's reality with the internet connection nowadays. I think he'll rejoin us. Hopefully.
Okay, I'm back. Zoom.
Yay.
Sorry, the Zoom quit unexpectedly. So happens. Right. So do you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So this is the more simpler definition what it actually is. So software testing is the act of examining the artifacts and the behavior of software under test by validation and verification. Software testing can also provide an objective, independent view of the software to allow the business to appreciate and understand the risk of software implementation. So that is the definition. Now, if you stay, you should get another question in, let's check, yeah. Write a word or several words. What do you think QA is? What it's all about? What is your feeling? Okay, you have bugs, searching for defects, bugs everywhere. Getting better software. Okay. So everybody heard about bugs, but not much about everything else. Trying to break stuff. Yeah, that's a typical one. QAs are breaking things. That's that's not really how it works, but okay. Expectation versus reality. Good one. Searching for defects, creativity, function. Okay. Quality improvement. Yes, quality. That is the one of the most important words in QA's vocabulary, because quality, that is what client wants, that's what the business wants, that what all the team wants, and the end user, right? That is the most important. So let's go further. When I teach, also most of the new people who come to QA, they heard these words, breaking stuff, clicking around things, or sometimes, oh, I go to website and I notice there is a bug, I'm probably going to be a good QA, right? And then you see these online shopping pages, I don't know, booking pages, whatever, and you think, oh, I'm going to be a good tester, I know how it works, I could go and click around and find all the defects. But QA is not just that. It's not just shopping pages, web pages, right? QA is a lot more. QA is also banking, with all those things involved, like card reading machines, ATMs, cell phones. You have to use your cell phones, payment methods, also banking as software that is very, very huge. It has a lot of things. Try to go to Swedbank LV and you will see there's not just open your account and see your money, but it's credit, it's leasing, it is bonus points, it is different other things. So the business is huge, and the biggest challenge for something like that is to combine all those things, to know how interact between them, right? Because shopping pages is simple, there is just shopping page, but here is so many more. You see, online banking, banking from accounters, lady position, and so on. QA software is also in the cars. All modern cars are more computer than the cars, right? Who knows, Tesla might come to Europe. Maybe you're gonna go to California, or now they are, I think, moving to Texas. So you're gonna maybe move to Texas and work with cars. I hope someday, right? But again, you have to figure out how it works, how to test, right? You have to understand. Also all these engineering things, where we are producing, manufacturing things, right? They use computers as well. You have to test them as well. If the manufacturer line is working correctly, if the measurements, if the shifts, I've tested one. So it's actually very complicated, because you have workers who come to their machine, and they have to do specific, so they have to know specific certificate for that machine that are producing the specific thing, and the machine has to calculate and see if the person has it, and is it his shift, and so on. So it is, again, a lot of things combined together with HR, with safety work inspectors who are providing these certificates, how to work with those machines, and those machines as well. And the challenge for you is to understand all those things combined. accounting or medical things, right? You have to know the big business behind it. It is, again, not just clicking the buttons. It is understanding how accountant is work. You cannot just take somewhere money and just add somewhere, right? It affects all those other details. And again, the big challenge for a tester is to understand how the product works. It influences a lot of things together. Also, other things in Latvia, TestDev Lab is working a lot with hardware as well. Microtech in Latvia, actually one of the best routers provider, right? Also, we have some SonarWorks that is providing for singer-specific application and improving their headphones, the music, right? So those are hardware things together with application. You have to figure out how to test it, how to do it. TestDev Lab actually is a lot of times they are investing in modeling different technologies, engineering pieces, just to test some things, right? They're back in the day, they used to be these testers conventions where we back before COVID, right, in Riga, and they were bringing a lot of things, showing around how they test, how they invent, right? And last but not least, rockets, right? I think in 20 years, we're gonna travel to space a lot more. There's gonna be a lot of technology. Someday, again, maybe some of you will work in Tesla or in NASA or something, and I hope your goal is to become something more and not just testing a shopping website. It's not bad, it's okay, it's perfectly fine. But I hope you dream one day to test a rocket, right? And the next question, what I usually get in these meetings is when I teach, is like, Edgar, why do you teach so much, right? Well, why do I have to know so many methods? Why do I have to read so much? Why do I have to know so many tools? Just teach me one that works and I'll be fine for the rest of my life. It's not how it works, right? Everybody heard the word Jira. Yeah, that's the management tool. It's been there around 5 years. It's now still going strong, but after 10 years, Jira might be not more around anymore, right? And you will have to learn a new tool and so on. So also is with the testing, right? Everybody knows how cell phone works, right? And how application should work in a cell phone. But right now we are working with foldable phones. So I don't know how to teach you how to test. I never tested the foldable phone, but that's the future. And you have to learn and have to combine this knowledge to invent how to test application on foldable phones or transparent screens. That's the future, right? And that's not something I can teach you right now, or any teacher. That's why I'm also saying you're not tester, or you're not QA, you're QA engineer or software test engineer. And what do engineers? They invent, right? They invent things, they research things, right? And that's what you have to do in your lifetime. You will have constantly to learn. If you want to succeed in this area, you have to constantly learn. Not just cell phones. Right now, VR, it's booming, right? Metaverse and other stuff, it all needs testing. Maybe in a few years, there's going to be online shops. You go, you put this on and go shop in Alpha, and you don't have to go out of your house, but somebody has to test it. And before testing, somebody has to figure out how to test it, right? And that's, again, who is that? That's you. And you have to figure it out. Big screens, different new applications, transparent screens, new technologies. Okay, back in 10 years, we had these Apple Watches and so on. Who knows what we will have again in 10 years, different pieces of technology that will need, again, testing. And you will have to figure out. There's no teacher's gonna, or no mentor is gonna hold your hand and go with you. You're gonna sit not by yourself, hopefully, but with other bright minds, developers and other testers together, and figure out how it works. And last but not least, I hope someday you will test also robots. They're coming more and more. They need testing as well. Again, you have to figure out how they work, figure out how to test them, and that's the ultimate goal. Okay. So again, when I go back by pushing the buttons, right, breaking stuff, it's testers. It's not just what testers do. Yeah, that is actually the least thing what you're gonna do, right? First of all, testers analyze requirements. So what actually the client want, what you're gonna build, you have to figure out, right? You have to understand it. Creating test plan. Now imagine you're gonna have this whatever application on cell phone or huge banking application. You have to figure out how to attack it. I mean by attacking with tests, right? How you're gonna test, how you prioritize your team, what you're gonna do, what it's necessary, right? Because client doesn't always know, or developer doesn't always know the best solution, and you have to come up and say, hey, this application, we gonna use it worldwide, so it's gonna need rigorous performance testing. Or this application is very simple in-house application, we don't need that it supports 5 different browsers, we can just support one browser, it's enough. We don't need rigorous performance testing, it's enough with this amount testing because we're going to use it in-house, and so on. You have to figure it out. Then you have to design those tests, right? You have to figure them out, you have to document them, write down, so not just you can do those tests, but other people as well. You're not alone. There's a team. You're gonna change, you're gonna leave the company, somebody else gonna come in your place, and they want to test the things, and you have to leave paper trail. You have to leave those tests behind you, so the rest of the team knows how to do it, right? That's what you do. Preparing the data. Again, imagine banking. You're preparing automation tests or manual tests. You have to figure out that you need some guy, some John with 5,000 euros on account, and you need some other Mike who is in debt to a bank and he cannot get a loan, and then another and another, and there's huge amount of data that you have to prepare and figure out why do you need it, right? Also, you have to communicate it to developers or the rest of the team so they can implement that data. Test environments. Again, you have to prepare the environment. Either it's gonna be a web page and you have to configure just maybe the city, the country where you're from, using this application. So you can see those items that are supposed to be seen in your country, or some other, maybe you're testing hardware or routers or cell phones on whatever, and you have to specify them, right? That's again, and you cannot know by yourself. You have to work together in team with other developers, with other business analysts, and so on. Tester is not the one who sits in a corner, introvert, and don't talk to anybody. Yeah, that can be a developer or DevOps. Tester is the one who walks around and talks to everybody. His best friend is the business analyst. His best friend is a designer. His best friend is the manager, because the manager wants to know the status of the application. And you're drinking coffee and all the time chatting and telling, yeah, this part of the application is working fine and that part is not, and I'm concerned about it. We need to test some more, and so on. You're the one who put all the pieces together in this puzzle. Preparing reports and analyze them. Okay, whoever company had asked you to develop some application or whatever, they want to know how the things are going, right? And they are asked feedback and reports, and is the way have you give your feedback about. Also inside in the team, also developers, they want to know how good they did, right? So you're preparing how many bugs are in a certain part of the system. Maybe you're doing regression testing and the bugs are recurring. So you need to analyze and tell, hey, this bug happens all the time after new deployment. We have to figure out how to do it, right? So you have to work with a huge amount of data and collect it correctly so you can improve in the future, right? There is a good book called Clean Architecture. It's by Robert Martin, a genius guy. And theoretically, the idea of building a product is that the closer to a finish of the product, the easier it should be to maintain. Okay, in real life, it doesn't work, but that's the goal, right? Also mentoring and creating knowledge transfer sessions. You're gonna work in a project for 2 years and there's gonna come a new tester and you will have to teach him how to work with the product. Not just the tester, maybe new developer comes. Maybe the client wants to know how things work and you will have to teach him and tell. Also, teach the newcomers in the company, maybe become a tutor like I am, or come to a mentor as Riga Tech Girls, right? We have to share the knowledge. Maybe you invent a new way how to test a foldable phone. Great, share with community, right? Report defects, that is important. Writing scripts as well. Technical reviews and inspection. Again, maybe you heard, maybe not. Most projects are working with Agile and the sprint starts. And testers who I work with always ask, what do you do at the beginning of the sprint? And they're like, I don't know. I say, testing something, I like, what can you test? Because the code is not developed, the function is not developed yet, right? What they have to do actually is inspect the documentation, what the developer is gonna develop. So once it's developed, you have already written your test case. You already are familiar with the product, with the function. You already imagined in your head how it works. So once it's ready, you can jump in and do it, right? Not sit 3 days doing nothing and then, oh, how it's gonna work, and then write test case. That's completely wrong. But most of the teams do that. Quality assurance and process improvement. Again, you have to, with all these data and knowledge that you have to figure out how to improve those processes in the future. So less bugs would occur. So faster things would move, right? To be foolproof and so on, right? You have seen probably Top Gun or any other movie about fighter jets, right? And when they're firing missiles, what they have this button where they flip it up and then push the button. Why do they have it? Why they just don't have a button? Because they can click it accidentally. And this is again to prevent from different defects, as well as you have to invent like this little switch that prevents from clicking the button. You have to have specific process flows or guidance or something to prevent future defects to happen, that you have tested everything, that an untested product cannot go to production and so on. And one thing it is when you're testing a simple shopping page, that is one thing. But if you're talking about cars, rockets, medical equipment, people's lives can be endangered. And you have to take really good care to have as less bugs as possible. As well, different tools. While you're gonna test, you're gonna use a lot of different tools. Every project is gonna have their own tools. Every time you're gonna have to learn them. You're gonna have to teach your team about tools, right? You're gonna sometimes have to research what tool to use the best to do the testing, right? And you're gonna have to learn about it, right? Watch some YouTube videos, read some books about it, and then show the team. Provide support and documentation. Again, help the team, help the designer, business analyst, developer, product owner, and so on. You're the one who knows the best how actually everything should work. So you're going around documenting things and helping people. And not just that, much more, a lot of things. And you notice none of that, we went through the list and none of that had pushing the buttons. Yeah. So there's a lot of things what QAs can do. Of course, when you start, there's going to be less things what you do, but the more you grow, the more you work, the more knowledgeable you become, the more things of this part you are doing, right? Now it's the next part. What we're going to talk is certificates. So there are like these three: CAST, CES, QA, and CQE. Those are international certificates that are known as well, but they are not so popular in Latvia, but you can get somewhere. ISTQB is international. You can get it in Latvia, and it is not something that you get in Latvia and it works in Latvia. No, with this certificate, you can go to work in Germany, you can go and work in America, you can go to work in Africa. It is recognized everywhere. So this is a good certificate that you can get. And I'm going to talk about it more. And also there are other options, what we will talk. So this is the structure of ISTQB certification. First of all, if you decide to do it, you're going to get a foundation level certificate. Everybody starts with this one. That is general guidelines of testing principles, simple definitions, simple workflows. So just basically to understand how testing works, right? The course price is around 250 euros, around. You have to prepare it. Usually it takes 1 to 2 weeks to prepare. It is something like a driving license exam, I would compare. So basically, you have to read book a couple of times, and you have to go to test example a couple of times, and then you're good to go. The passing rate is actually very high. Not the passing rate, but you have to have at least 60%. So out of 40 questions, you have to answer 22 correctly. But it is not also so easy. It is quite tricky. It is multiple choice option, but all those choices are very, very similar. So it's not like how to become a millionaire. It is quite tricky. And then after that, you can go different routes. You can become an agile tester, technical. You can maybe decide to become an automation tester, and you can have an automation software tester certificate or performance testing. You can move up here and have a test manager or test analyst. I did the test analyst, and the previous year in May, right? And also this one. Yeah, that is the structure. It is, you can have all the information. If you just Google ISTQB, you can find it in internet. There is free books and free test examples to download. Basically, for this one, you have to read the syllabus. That is around, the readable part is around 75 pages. So for me, it was like, I read it like in 2 days. I read it, and yeah, it took me 2 days to read those 75 pages and understand. So I read it like 4 or 5 times, and I was good to go. Yeah, so this is the ISTQB certificate. There are other options. Maybe you're gonna work somewhere and your colleagues won't have. He's gonna be a test lead or senior tester, and he's not gonna have ISTQB certificate, and you're gonna have like, oh, why he doesn't, and I should have. Well, maybe he has bachelor's or master's degree in computer science, right? That is a strong thing as well. But if you really plan to continue your life in QA career, a lot of companies for higher levels start to ask this certificate, and you have to have it. Also, you can have some bootcamp certificates from Accenture example or TESDA Latvia. Probably they're not gonna work in Germany or some other country, but in Latvia, they work. Why not? Also, there is local schools or academy certificates that sometimes work as well, and they become more stronger and stronger. Right, you can have Riga Coding School, Baltijas Dator Academy, and some other certificates, right? Yeah, they help. Why not? Also, you can get some online course certificates like from Udemy and so on. I don't think that a lot of people, it's nice to have on resume. I don't think that it will help much. One thing regarding the certificates is like that. When you're a junior or a middle and you don't have certificates like ICQB and so on, they're going to ask you, no matter what, a lot of technical questions. And the more interviews you go, the more jobs you change, the more frustrated you're going to get, because 20 times explain what is black box testing, you don't want to do it. So you get the certificate and they stop asking you what is a black box. So basically, I suggest to do that. So, okay, and the next one is where and what to learn. Let's start with the simple thing, like YouTube, books, forums, blogs, internet, everywhere. You can do it. The pros, it's free. You can do it 24/7 on your own time, and you can learn exactly what do you need, right? Without any other things around. But the cons are there's no assistant. I mean, if you get stuck somewhere or you have extra question or something, you're on your own. Yeah. If you want to learn, for example, automation on the YouTube, right? Setting up the environment, you're gonna have a hard time, right? And there's nobody who's gonna help you to ask, because the computer setup for the guy on the YouTube is different from yours. There's gonna be some issues, and if you're not knowledgeable, you're gonna have a very hard time. You have to know what to look for, right? For example, even if you learn now, take a course about black box testing, the next one you take white box testing, what next, right? Not always you're gonna know. So that's why the courses that have this package is a little bit better, because they have the full package. What do you have to know for the job? Not just that one little thing. You won't get any certificates, and yeah, setting up your own environment. Again, if you want to learn something more difficult, like API testing, automation testing, or so on, it is quite tricky and requires a lot of motivation. Like, it's not so easy every evening decide to, hey, I'm gonna learn YouTube now for 2 hours. Well, there's cat videos and other stuff, right? You're gonna get distracted in no time. The good part, I use it a lot because I have some knowledge base already. So I don't take a Udemy course. If I need a specific tool or something, I know how to find, I know what is the right, and then I can like target directly. I watch the right video. I know how to troubleshoot, how to set up. So if you're experienced, then it is a good way and you can easily learn new things that you need. But if you're not experienced, then you're lost in the sea. Yeah. Next option is online course like Udemy, Pluralsight, and so on, many YouTube courses. So first of all, if special deal drops out now from 2,000 euros to 13 euros, don't get fooled, don't rush to buy them. They're always 13 euros. Like, okay, sometimes they are 15, sometimes they are 8 euros, but they're never like 60 euros or 200 euros or 2,000 euros. They're always discounted, right? So take your time before you decide, right? Don't rush them. They're special deals all year long. So the pros are they are inexpensive. Right? You can pay 15 euros and have a course that is programmed well. It is available 24/7, learn on your time. It has some limited help and assistance. They have good quality learning materials all put together, verified, certified, you know what you learn. Also, if you learn some tool, you need some tool or some automation or something, there is inside built automation tools like code compilers and so on, where you can write and do stuff and it works. Or database, for example, you want to learn database, you don't have to set up your own database on computer. You can do it just right there, and it calculates and says you did it right or wrong. So it's kind of good. The cons is hard to find the right one. There are so many, they are split in several. They want to make money. If they're going to put everything in one course for 13 bucks, they're going to run out of business, right? So they split course into 5 different courses. So in the end, you're going to spend $80 or something. Courses are very specific, what I mentioned, yes. Not enough assistance. Still, you can get somewhere stuck. And if there is, sometimes you just need a friendly help from the side who points with the finger in your PC screen and tells you, hey, do this or do that. And if you don't get, you're gonna lose your motivation as well, right? You're gonna open a task you cannot finish one day, second day, and well, you're tired, right? You lose motivation, you don't want to do it. But this is a good thing where if you want to test something out. So does it interest me or not? Yeah, you pay what, 15 bucks, that's 3 beers, right? Spend 3 beers and see if you want to learn automation or something. Next one is the big one, like QA schools, like Baltis Dator Academy or Riga Coding School or other. Also, there is these boot camps, there is the Latvijas Universitāte and so on, provide courses. This is where you can learn a lot of good things. Of course, it depends from the teacher, from the course structure and other things as well. You're gonna learn not just one topic. You're gonna learn everything what you need to start in the industry. Not just white box testing, black box testing. You're gonna learn some tools. You're gonna learn what other team members are doing. You're gonna learn how the process is flowing to develop a software and so on. Also, you're gonna have tons of assistance and help. That's what you need. Just sometimes a friendly push from the side that keeps you motivated and help you. Also, because it is kind of con that it's not available on the time that you need, but sometimes it is a good motivation. You just go there or switch your computer every evening at 6 or 7 o'clock and learn, right? And that helps motivate. Maybe you don't want to do it. Udemy course, you're gonna think you're gonna do it later, but if today you have your academy or something course, then you're gonna switch your computer and learn, and it helps motivate. Community, you're not just only one there. There is a lot of different other students. Also, the teachers help out with maybe some HRs and other people knowledge who can help you guide in the career and in the future. You get certificate, depends, okay, how good or bad it is, but you still get some acknowledgement, and it works in Latvia. And some companies even offer a job, like if you're top of the class, they can offer you a job. There are some companies as well told that if you don't get a job, you don't pay for the courses, which is also kind of good deal, why not? And the cons are they're quite expensive. By expensive, I mean some start from 500 euros till 1,500, depends of the package. Does it have some certification? Some have ISTQB certification and so on, but it's still a lot of money. So if the Udemy course is 13 euros, now to pay 500, that's a lot of money. It is time consuming. Don't be fooled. It takes like 160 hours. That's a long time, right? You have to commit. Also make some sacrifice. Either it's gonna be during the day, if it is a boot camp, so you cannot attend your work or whatever you're doing, or if it's in the evening, work days, evening. So no movies, no friends or your partner, somebody has to suffer, or it's weekends. I was teaching on weekends for Saturdays, so 3 months straight, no Saturday was free. 8 hours. So 9 o'clock we start, 4 o'clock we finish. Well, the people didn't have life, right? But you have to make sacrifice. On the other hand, what's 3 months in terms of your lifetime, right? Of your career goals. So that is where and what to learn. So once you're gonna finish learning, what to expect? I wanted to try find ladies, but there was just guys, so sorry. So this is around how much time it takes when you start as a junior. You're gonna be junior till 6 months or 12 months. That is around how long you are junior. Then a middle, you're gonna be from 1 till 3 years, you're gonna be middle. Then a senior from 3 till 6 years, or longer, you can stay as a senior if you like, and become a lead, like take some experience, so 5 and up, you can become a lead. Again, what does junior, right? Depends again of the product of the company and other factors, but these are simple things what you're gonna do. Usually perform tests, report bugs, learn process. perform regression testing, and most important, learn. What I always tell my students, when you are a junior, keep your mouth shut and your ears open, right? That's the most important. Middle, again, you're going to start work more with documentation. You can develop some test scripts. You can check the validity of environment, ensure effective communication. So you're going to be already familiar with the project, with the team, you know what everybody is doing. So basically that's when you really start to work, right? When you are a junior, you don't work. That is expense. Your company's expense. The 6 months, you're not giving any value to company. So once you become a middle, you start work, then you bring some value to the company, right? Senior, that is the working horse, right? Everybody wants seniors because they are doing everything. Everything is on their shoulders. Review business, software requirements, talking with business analysts, developers, product owners, prepare plans, test plans, prepare test cases, execute them, manual automation, and so on, report defects, create those reports. Lot of times companies do not have leads and they have seniors as their leads. So seniors helping to recruit and make the team from QAs, teach those QAs, guiding everybody, analyze the test results, track software metrics. So basically he's the all-arounder. He does everything. And the lead, he's the one who develops the QA test plans, define the quality metrics, what is a good quality software, defining testing strategies, process improvement, right? All these process flows, how everything should work and so on, managing risks. Usually he's the one who talks with the client, instruction and mentoring. He provides these KT sessions, decides what tools going to be used and so on, providing feedback, collaborating with management, measure performance of team members and so on. So he does everything. Yeah, so this is what you can expect. And not just that, we have some more. Oops, sorry. Last but not least is in what category can you develop, right? Where can you grow, right? Not just by the time, but also what you can do differently. You can be a QA engineer, a senior engineer who does everything. And sometimes it's a good job. And some people like to be there till the rest of their career. It's a good, it's fun job. Every project is different. You learn new things. You're like, check, go around, do a lot of things. If you like coding, right, you can learn coding, and then you can become a test automation engineer. So you have to learn to program, to code, execute those codes. That is fun and interesting work. If you like to work more with paper, more with people, you can become a test lead. If you work long and hard enough, you get a lot of certificates, you get a lot of knowledge and everything, you can become a QA manager. In Latvia, those are not very popular. We don't have them so much, but like in Accenture, there are some QA managers. In other bigger companies, there are some QA managers. That person is responsible for multiple projects, test strategy, QA strategy in the company itself. Maybe performance tester. Sometimes simple QA engineer is doing some performance testing as well, but you can also become a very dedicated performance tester for a specific, just specific performance testing, right? And huge projects like developing banking software or some other, they're gonna need some performance testing. And you can become very good performance tester and just specialize in that area. Also security tester, yeah, the white hacker and so on, as we like to call. Just between us, it's really difficult. You have to learn a lot, not just tools and so on, but you'll have to learn about hardware, how internet works, how computer works, and so on. So that's a tough one, but maybe someday somebody. Test analyst as well. That is somebody who is also like kind of business analyst. So he knows the business requirements and he tests them and so on. Test architect, not so popular in Latvia, but maybe you're going to work in Tesla or build a rocket ship. they have a lot of test architects. And also embedded system tester, maybe you're not so found around online shops and softwares to test. Embedded systems are built-in systems, like in the cars, these multimedia systems, or as I was showing, those built-in systems in the manufacturing lines, or some other built-in systems. Those are fun as well, like ATM or these payment terminals, right, for banking. Yeah, those are embedded systems. They are fun as well. And at some point, maybe you want to change your career from QA to something else, and it's fine, and you can do that. And it's quite easy to transfer and become a business analyst, Scrum Master, project manager, product owner, developer, designer. So now, pick up your phones. We gonna have a little questionnaire again. Let's see what you would like to become in the future.
Can we have a code for the, is it the same?
It's the same.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see. Thank you.
Have,
just
okay.
needed to refresh.
Okay, everybody wants to be engineer, test lead, embedded system tester. Nobody wants to be performance tester. Okay, QA manager, nice. So QA engineer overall wins. I think I sold it very good. Don't be afraid about going to automation. As every tool becomes more simpler and simpler, I think the automation becomes also more simpler and user-friendly, right? Selenium is quite tricky. You have to know programming really good, but there comes new tools like Cypress and Ghost Inspector and so on that you can use for automation. It becomes very simple, and it takes just some knowledge to do it. Okay, very good. And I think we are also on time. So kudos to me. Now we have 3 questions. Unfortunately, you will have to log out from Slido and come in with this other number, 249584. And oh, sorry, 1 second. Okay, so, and you're gonna have now the first question. I give you a minute to answer which part of the presentation you like the most. Okay, how to grow and what to expect. That's winning. Okay. Okay, certificate. Nobody liked the certificates, yeah, because you have to probably learn about them. Okay, good that nobody answered none. Nice. Okay, how to grow, the last part. Okay, that is the most cool. Okay, are you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Rating. Now, rating again. How is your feeling now about QA? 1 is I still don't know what I'm doing here, and 10 is mega super good. Oh, we don't have any 5s and 6 anymore, so that's good. Okay, 8 and 10. Yeah, the 10 is dropping. Nobody is now so much excited. That's good. I think overall improved. Nice. Okay, thank you for your answers. And now comes the last one. What was missing in the presentation? What do you like to see more? Or maybe everything was good. Write your thoughts. Okay, list of possible employers. Okay, try to test. That's gonna be probably in next sessions when you're gonna do some testing. This one, as I mentioned, was more
no practice
introduction. I as well these companies where to work and what to do as well. I think that was in the last one presentation. You're gonna have more about jobs and so on.
Yeah, you can always ask your mentors as well. So you could have some kind of a private session with your mentor to go through CV, LV, for example, and see how the vacancies look like, what to search, so he can, your mentor can navigate you through the job portals. But yeah, we will definitely cover it in our last session. It's going to be in June, I think, when the whole our program will be finished, and we'll be on the finish line to help you to find your dream job. And yeah, we will invite some HRs and also experienced QAs, so we can see both sides, both from the HR perspective and from the from our QA perspective as well. Edgar, we do have a few questions in the chat.
Sure, Q&A. Let's go.
Yeah, maybe I will start with the first one.
I can
about STQB exam. Is it easier to pass it while you don't have real life experience, or is it easier when you're already working as a QA?
No, well, it's gonna be difficult anyhow. The thing is, if you're gonna get a job, for example, in Accenture or some other company, the good part is they're gonna pay for your exam, the 250 euros, which is nice, right? So if you're gonna do the certification now, you're gonna pay for yourself. But the other part is, if you're gonna get the certificate now, there's a bigger chance that you're gonna get a job faster, right?
True.
Regarding real life experience and what is in the books, it is same with the driving exam. So theory is a little bit different from driving on the road when you're doing your driving license. So here as well, read strictly what's in the book, prepare strictly what is in the exam questions. Don't apply any logic, apply knowledge, and you'll be fine. I hope this answers the question. Yeah, I had a similar answer. Yeah, because it depends on the company or the team you're working in and on your set practices in your internal team. And your experience is not always matching STQB materials, unfortunately, but maybe for the good. So yeah, don't try answering on that STQB test questions. Don't try digging into your past experience and searching for the answer. Try to remember how it was written in the book while you were preparing for that exam. And the second question I saw about junior QA. So junior tester is not writing test plans and cases. She just performs already written ones. Sorry, I missed this one. When you were describing what junior tester does, is he writing test plans or test cases, or does he take already written ones and so the junior starts to work with the written ones, usually starts to perform actually regression tests. That's the best one. He's going to learn or she's going to learn about the system and also about how the tests are created and so on. So with the time, you will start to write test cases as well. Test plans, juniors usually don't write as it is quite tricky. Test plans write mostly seniors and test leads. There can be some information that you need to put in a test plan, and then they show you, and you can do that.
Yeah, totally agree. And I guess the last one, we are a bit running out of time, but it's an interesting question. If you would have to study QA from beginning again, how would you do it, and where would you start?
Well, when I started, I did completely on my own. It was a hard way to do it. I read many books, went throughout the internet, and went all crazy. Right now, there are so many options to do it. If the time allow and the finance allow, I would take a course because it teaches you a lot. So in Baltis Data Academy, where I teach the whole process. So once you're in a company, in a project, you know what everybody is doing, you know how the system is built, you know different tools. Even if you're nervous and forget things, you kind of know what to move around. If you're gonna take a strictly one thing like learning the testing basics, right? You go to company, you still don't know what the developer does or what the DevOps does or where to ask passwords or what to prepare. And yeah, so of course, if the finance allow, you can actually, there is Valsts izglītības un attīstības aģentūra. They provide free courses once or twice in the lifetime. You can apply for them. I don't know how it happens, but it works.
Thank you for the answer. Yeah, I would add, maybe it depends on the person. Someone is really motivated to sit hours in front of YouTube videos and different other tutorials, but the other can learn something when he has a mentor or lecturer only. And yeah, it depends on the person. But I would say, yeah, it's easy to get into the company when you go through the internal bootcamps or internal courses for the company, like Accenture bootcamps or Test Dev Lab. Yeah, and previously how I joined, it was internal courses in CityQual. So yeah, it's much easier to learn based on the true materials, through the real applications, and it's so much easier to start after the school to work there if you show good results.
Yeah, what back in the day, the boot camps were very good because there were not so many. They were lacking people, so they took everybody in the boot camp, and if you were average or good, they took you in the company for work. Now the demand is so huge, you have to pass exam to actually get into a boot camp. And then once you pass the boot camp, not everybody even gets the job. So it's quite tricky now. It is a lot harder.
Yeah.
Also, bootcamp is usually during the daytime, as I mentioned. So it's going to be a bigger sacrifice than other courses that can be run in the evenings or on the holidays.
And I see one more question, but today BDA offers only certification QA courses.
So BDA has different. So they have the big one, the beginner course that teach from ground up people who wants to change the career. And then they have also courses for preparing for certification. Those are shorter 24-hour courses preparing for ISTQB exam foundation level, for example, and so on. But not just BDA, there is Riga Coding School, there is QA Academy, and so on. So the prices are different, the packages are different. You have to look which is best one. Again, it depends from the teacher. One will say that's a good teacher and somebody will not like the way how they teach. Somebody will like, somebody not. Maybe somebody speaks Russian better and there is Russian courses. I teach everything in English. It is okay, I communicate on Latvian, but the presentation and technical language is English. So for some people it is quite difficult. And they probably will not enjoy the course as much as somewhere else where they teach other.
Speaking about English language, I would definitely recommend you attending English course, because all that terminology which is used in our daily life, it's in English. And the second thought, which I had, that mācības pieaugušiem, I think they just opened the application and there should be a QA course. Unfortunately, it's in Latvian, as I heard the feedback, but they do provide also translation for like English terminology used there in the course, and it's a really good price. So yeah, I wouldn't skip that opportunity to learn something new from their program. All right, I don't see any other questions. Do you have any left, or we can end up a bit later than we're supposed to? But yeah, I hope everyone found useful this information.
Well, I want to say good luck, ladies, in your journey. Even when you like want to throw everything down and cry in your bed, don't give up. I'm a senior and I still sometimes cry in the nights in difficult situations. It's part of the learning, right? It is a good career, a good opportunity. Just you have to endure it. So
yeah, thank you, Edgars, for your presentation, for sharing your knowledge and your time here. I think if anybody has any questions, they can ping you in Slack or ping me, and I will forward this question to Edgars.
I'm in LinkedIn, sure.
Yeah, so thank you for joining this meeting, and I really hope your meetings with your mentors will go smoothly. You will get a lot of new information next month, and meeting you in the end of February to learn about some functional testing. Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good evening.